pride of what we have accomplished. So every time, good or bad, because sometimes I had lost the games and I had to stay there and talk about it. So I thank God for that too, because I had to learn. I had to learn to deal with how I am gonna enjoy victory if I don't know what defeat feels like.
That's right.
So, and I don't see it as a defeat. I see it as a learning process. So I would never. And you say that I have a hard time to talk about myself. That's why I never like to talk about myself. I talk about others, but when it comes to myself, I put myself in the last place. Because I'm a team player. And when a team player, you have a player that only thinks about the team, himself will be the last person that he will think about it. And you give glory to God first, then to your teammates. And you will never take no glory. So, I was born like this, I was teach like this, and I will continue to be like this. And that doesn't make me, that doesn't make me better or less than the others. So I'm glad that I'm like this. Thank you. Thanks.
I've had the pleasure of watching you pitch your first game and most of your games. And it's unique to the extent that you came up with a core group of guys that you were with for many, 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 many years. And it seems like in today's sport, baseball doesn't have that core group of guys coming up together and staying together and remaining together. Has the business of the game taken over that aspect of guys remaining together for many, many years?
Yes, sir. Yes, the business aspect of the part of the game has taken over and has taken that part away. Reason why I say that's because, you saw Derek, Andy, Posada, and myself. You will never see that again. It has to take a lot of parts to come together for that to be fulfilled.
Because when I was younger, they used to have, whether it was Moose Gowan and Mickey, and Rich, these guys were together you would see their kids every year playing and growing up. Now it seems like you're rooting for a banner rather than individuals.
Yes.
And you're the last of a breed.
And that's what has become. Unfortunately, that's what has become to that. But I was saying this though, remember this. You have to be good to stay in one team. Also the other individuals, they have to be good. No just good for the team to keep them. Now, when it comes the time to the business side, you have to pay this, let's say, 4 or 3 players. The organization has to have the fundings to pay these players. Otherwise, they don't have it, they have to lose it. They have to go somewhere else. They have to have the willing to keep them and say, okay, these guys will be good for 10 years together, 14 years together. They have to make sure, because I'm telling you, they don't see it as a sport, they see it as a business.
Well, that's why they're coming under the $189 million number. They're signing a lot of older guys to one, now Eastro just signed a 2-year contract. All of a sudden, they sign these older guys, and it's a completely different team.
Yeah, it's different. But again, it's part of the business, and we cannot do anything about it. You have to, the young boys, that's where the young boys has to step in, and they have to do their job. If they don't do their job, the organization is tight, so they have to